Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 303rd edition of Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is The Odyssey, which opened in the US on July 17th, 2026. It was directed by Christopher Nolan, Sir Christopher Nolan himself. It's an adventure epic, and the synopsis says after the Trojan War, Odysseus faces a dangerous voyage back to Ithaca, meeting creatures like the Cyclops, Sirens, and Calypso along the way. There you go, pretty mid synopsis for a film that deserves better, maybe. Jaden, should I start with you or not?
I don't know. How much fun do you want to have?
I want to have some fun.
No, don't start with me then.
Okay. Fitzy, what did you think of The Odyssey?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty great. Yeah, I don't know. I thought the score was fantastic. I thought this movie's biggest strength, I think, is like individual sequences rather than the movie itself, like the holistic, thing. But because I do think it is a bit messy, and it is a bit like, yeah, I don't know. I like it's as a whole not perfect, but I think there are some great parts. It's great to watch in IMAX. And yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely more. I guess I am more like mixed on that than I want to be, but there are some parts, especially in the second half of the film, that kind of make up for um the mixedness. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. I look forward to diving into all the mixedness of it all. I thought the movie was absolutely excellent. Nolan, with this crew and cast he's assembled here, have gone and made what I think is like easily the most impressive film put to screen in the 2020s so far, if not even further back than that, arguably. It's so strong as a technical achievement put to screen. I was pulled in right away, obviously seeing it on the biggest screen possible and starting on that beach of Troy with that shot, which they shot that in Morocco, and like the horse in the sand. It was pretty damn captivating right from the jump. As usual with his films, I loved, jumping into the interviews this week and getting into the behind the scenes. But I'm extra interested in this shoot for this film in particular because it really does just feel like something that isn't made anymore, as Jaden often talks about. So yeah, man, I love the fact this film exists in the way it exists. It's like the perfect blending of modern elements with that old school in camera philosophy on the biggest scale, on the biggest budget imaginable. And yeah, it's I guess another summarizing point is that in a lot of ways, I thought Oppenheimer felt like a culminating moment for Nolan and his work because of it being this huge success and obviously getting him his Oscars for the first time and all that kind of stuff. But this definitely tops it. He's leveled up again, in my opinion. So there you go. Jaden, take us on a fun, windy little path here.
I've been very conflicted about this film. Coming up to it, that's no secret. Christopher Nolan being one of my all time favorites, the man that introduced me to cinema, and then the story being Greek shit, which I don't get. And then coming together, like it's kind of hard. It's hard for me, It's hard when it comes together like this. But I really, really, really liked it. Like really, really liked it.
Hell yeah.
Like really fucking liked it. I was listening to the score before, and it really made me regret skipping out the IMAX. Like bad FOMO. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, he did what I wanted him to do, which was take all the Greek shit out. No Greeks in it. There's no Greek sensibilities. he dismantles like the kind of violence of him and the stoicism of it all, and he applies this modern sensibility to it that I really like.
Hmm.
Um, and beyond making a joke about it, like that is genuinely one of my reasons. Like it's like he approaches it with in a way that I've never seen people approach like kind of Greek literature. There is no glory in the war, um, and I really like that. I really like how quite a few of his films, but particularly these last two, like very obviously, are about like kind of reckoning with like great, great men reckoning with like what they've done. And I think I don't know if this does it better than Oppenheimer because Oppenheimer spends a lot more time on it, obviously, because that's like the entire focus of the film. Um, but the way that this presents it in that last act, in the sacking of Troy, is just fucking incredible, man. Um, so yeah, unfortunately,
Unfortunately, you
I
thought it
guess
was
a tick
great.
from me. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Uh, where did you end up seeing it, and how was your visual experience? Because I'm sure it hits regardless of where you see
Yeah,
it.
I just saw it at Village, and like I don't feel like I was missing out on anything like regards to the image. Like looking at it, I never thought I never thought too much of like, oh, I really wish I could see the top and bottom here. Like obviously I would like to, but it never impacted my viewing where I'm like I feel like I'm
Yeah,
missing like information. Um,
yeah.
it is just kind of ancillary kind of detail.
Ancillary. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, I can
Um,
see those little shrubs or whatever.
yeah. I was on the edge of the row, but it was a small cinema, so it was okay. Um, but like I was pretty close to the screen. I was row C, so it was a good viewing. It was
Yeah,
yeah, it was
yeah,
solid.
yeah. Nice. Um, man, like I gotta say, I feel like so Fitzy and I saw it in IMAX 70 mil, only place in the southern hemisphere that you can see it that way.
Mm.
Um, and man, it was phenomenal. The thing that was, I mean, it was obviously going to be phenomenal. Like I don't like shock plot twist. It was phenomenal, but like the thing that particularly obviously made this film exceptional beyond just like Oppenheimer or some of the other Nolan films we've seen in that format was just that like this being the first film entirely shot with IMAX cameras from start to finish with no aspect ratio changes. Like we are watching the culmination of Nolan's 20-year journey with IMAX cameras, and being able to experience that was like just absolutely fantastic. Like absolutely one of the most memorable parts of the experience. I was in awe like the whole time. Like at random, excuse me, at random moments, like an hour and 40 in and whatever. Like I'm just like looking up and down. I'm just like, there's been no aspect ratio change. There's none. Like these are like the aspect ratio changes are like the hallmark of Nolan films because he loves experimenting with the cameras but he's never been able to fully execute. You know, with the quieter scenes and the dialogue scenes and all that kind of interior stuff never been able to do it because the cameras are so loud. But man, so like I don't know, it felt special in that regard too. That's just another small aspect. Well, it's not small; it's fucking huge. But you know what I mean? Like it's one element that makes it feel like a culmination for Nolan as well. It's a culmination of that IMAX journey as well, and the result is spectacular. And of any film for it to be the result of, I imagine he's just going to stick with this like from now on, unless I don't know he has some really specific vision for some film. But I don't see why he wouldn't. He's done it. I don't see why he wouldn't continue on this path. But of any film to do it on, like the Odyssey feels like, and what he does with the Odyssey is like, oh my god, like the whole journey of it, the whole time in that full glorious 143. It's like, oh my god, I wouldn't have wanted on another film really.
Mm.
Um, yeah,
I think it hit a point of diminishing return with IMAX cameras. To be honest, I think he's hit the limit with it, and I think he's found that. I mean, he found ways around it. Like I was watching some stuff with this week with him, like explaining his way around it. But I think that the limit of the cameras is exposed a bit in this film, in that like, particularly in the dialogue, when you're shooting dialogue with IMAX cameras, like he was talking about how they have to make the cameras bigger to make them quieter, but then in making them even bigger, it blocks the views of the actors from each other, so I have to put mirrors, and then when you're
yeah,
blocking
yeah, yeah.
actors from seeing each other and all that shit, like it kind of you lose some of that energy, and then it also like the 3 minute limit on the reel means that scenes are shot quicker and there's a pacing to it. There's a certain cadence to the entire film because of that 3 minute limit, and then a lot of the dialogue's delivered in a certain way.
Mm.
So like it's all shot in IMAX, sure, um, but for the first time that it's happened, I think that like it being all shot on IMAX is a limiting factor, really.
Um, I mean, I definitely don't agree with this movie, but it's an interesting point. Yeah, I guess like I just said, like I don't see why he doesn't continue with this, but no, it's a decent argument for why he might not. You know, like
Mm,
he definitely he's been working towards this. He had to do it once,
yeah.
and I feel like he picked the perfect movie to do it. And then no, but it's a good point. Like if in the future he's making a film that's a bit more like say in the vibe or the style of the Prestige, for example, like he might not do that there. In for what you're saying, like because he probably doesn't want to have to deal with the mirrors and so forth for a film kind of a bit more intimate like that. That's
Mm.
that's valid. Yeah, yeah,
Well, people are still begging him to do the horror film, and
right.
like I know he made a comment about it in the press tour about like I think someone gave him a Stephen King book and he was like, oh yeah, that'd be funny. Well, he's still something like that. So like he's still playing on his mind, but like for horror, like you don't do horror on this scale. I mean, maybe you can probably with Chris Nolan. Who knows?
Yeah,
But typically
that'll
in
be
my
how he is.
head, if like when I'm hearing horror, I'm hearing a scaling it back, and when you're scaling it back like this,
Yeah,
it goes back to not using IMAX for everything.
that's a fair point. And maybe I don't know. Maybe like him having achieved it this time, like maybe he's got it out of his system. You know what I mean? Like maybe he's like, oh, I reached the pinnacle of IMAX in narrative storytelling, so I can leave it behind now. I don't know. I don't think he'll leave it behind. I think it'll just become a tool in his toolbox that he'll always have a soft spot for it. I think so. He'll use it as he sees applicable.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. Maybe he won't go back to doing it all this way again. We'll see, I guess. But I'm very happy this film exists in this way for sure. Um, did you have any takeaways, Fitzy, from the IMAX experience?
Um, I mean, no, I did see like images of the comparisons, like mostly it was just like helmets being cut off and stuff in the theater version, which is like I don't know, like it does kind of it is kind of bothersome a little bit, but um, you know, I don't know. I guess you would kind of get used to the like Jaden was yeah. If it didn't bother Jaden, I don't really know. Maybe you're used to like things being cut off, or just I guess like a lot of the landscape shots wouldn't have really like you're just missing more of kind of
Yeah,
the same on the beach and stuff. So
you lose the scale to some things is the issue. Like you see it with like comparisons to Doom, but like because like I've only seen compared so far with what they've shown in trailers because that's what the website does. It compares to trailers,
Mm.
but like it kind of you lose the scale of like the ocean, which I mean is kind of integral to like a fair bit of it, and then you also lose the scale of like some of the soldiers in the background. Like you get them cut off quite a bit. So like, you lose the amount of people and you lose that idea. But like other than that, like other than I don't think it's like losing the sense of scale in Dune is a lot worse than losing the sense of scale here. I think. Like I think everything you lose
mm,
here is forgivable in from what I saw anyway.
Okay.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's less about like I don't know, like the literal what you lose and what you gain or whatever. Like I've got no doubt I could see this film in any cinema, and I'm sure I'll be watching it on my TV before the end of the year and be thoroughly enjoying it. Like I don't see that, but it's more so just like the overall experience of not necessarily like weighing it up pros and cons wise, but just sort of sitting in there and just having the full visceral of like this is exactly how it was designed to be seen,
Mm.
and having it blasted like totally basically take out my entire field of vision, very immersive, like that's That's the exciting part for me. You know what I mean? I just enjoy
Mm.
sitting in there and taking it all in, basically. But yeah. Oh, and I mean, Jane, you already mentioned the score of this film, Ludwig's work. Like, oh my god, so good. You mentioned it. Oh, Fitzy mentioned it. Did Jane? No,
Yeah,
you
we
said you
both
listened
kind of
to it.
mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah, you said you listened to it before.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did. But Liam's the one that mentioned that it was good. I just thought I was listening to
Did you think it was shit?
it. No, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I
Yeah.
thought the score was outstanding. I
Incredible
don't.
stuff. I like
Yeah.
like I've always been a bit flippy on dropping Hans for Ludwig. You know, I think, but like I think this kind of cements for me like I don't think Hans could do this. Um,
Wow.
yeah, like not to like not as a disvaluing of any of his other work or whatever, but like I just don't think that Hans would have approached this the same way because you know what we know of Hans. It's big filmmaking and it's horns and it's all that. I think
Eh,
Ludwig approaches it a bit differently.
he made Interstellar. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but no, I'm not taking anything away from it. I thought it was great. The Nolan wanted a distinct musical score for this film that had no orchestra. So composer Ludwig Göransson developed the soundtrack around Greek instruments only. And if you watch some of the behind the scenes shit, it's just like it's basically just him like sitting around with like a couple of people just fucking jamming on Greek instruments, and that's the whole thing.
But it's not even that it's Greek
Mm.
instruments; it's that he was recreating ancient instruments that have been lost and like
Right.
replicating a sound that has been lost, which is fucking insane.
That is insane. I love it. Yeah, I usually like imagine these score productions being at like the full orchestra thing, but
Mm.
intentionally not so. And it was pretty spectacular, that's for sure. Um, Based on your intro, Jaden, this is something that Fitzy was sort of talking about after the film, and I guess maybe there's some comparisons to be made to the original poem with this topic, but something you mentioned is how you really like the way that the story sort of deconstructs, I guess, this main character Odysseus and his actions and his choices. And um, is it fair to say it's like the deconstruction of like the idea of a Greek hero? You know?
I think it's like I mean in in the novel idea that everything originates back to like this Greek hero story. I mean, yeah, fair, but like it's just a kind of deconstructing of a hero's I mean, it's the
Sure,
Oppenheimer of it all. He's made three
sure.
movies in a row about Oppenheimer. Um, so like
Yeah,
and so like he's just going on with that. Um, yeah,
yeah. Did is that the part of the story that resonated with you most, or was your most surprising takeaway?
yeah,
Like, were you
that's what I was.
expecting?
That's what I was really surprised about.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know to like such raw vulnerability and humane kind of empathy and kind of I don't know this kind of reflection. I can't I don't know what the kind of eloquent words for it are, but it's like it's just not something that gets expressed in this in the poem or in any of its translations or in any of its adaptations. It's not a very Greek ideal. There is no the heroics of it is the original, and then this hasn't been presented this way. Like so much so that even the adaptation that he's like the translation that he's adapting off, which was the Emily Wilson, is that her name? That
Mm.
she did the Odyssey translation that she did this one.
Mm.
She criticized the movie because it's not Greek enough in its ideals because he's put in this kind of modern
mm.
sensibility of it, and she was saying it's like that's not what the poem's about. Which fair enough, the poem is about other shit, but it's boring shit. This is this is interesting.
Sure. Yeah, 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 yeah. Is that? Do you agree with that, Fitzy? Is there? Someone who hasn't fucking read this thing. I don't know. Is there?
Oh, I haven't read it either. I've just was reading
Yeah, yeah.
I was reading the Spark notes and like they were like, oh yeah, Odysseus is sick and he's awesome a hero and the gods bestow their gifts on him and he does some wicked shit. That is what the Spark notes say essentially. Um,
Right.
There is
Right.
nothing about
Mm.
reflection or kind of,
Yeah, like the yeah. I mean, the biggest change is that like obviously like in the original like the sacking of Troy and the trick are like thought of as heroic deeds and they're not like analyzed.
Mm.
And there's no like guilt to that. I mean, Jaden's kind of right, but like in the first scene in the poem that we see of Odysseus, he's like crying on the beach with Calypso. Um, so like I disagree that there's no like vulnerability in the original in the original poem, but it's definitely like you know modernized and enhanced here, and like the whole guilt thing is obviously like a new thing that's definitely just not there in any
Okay.
of the translations. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's cool. I I liked that whole spin on it. Then I didn't understand watching it that it was a spin, but in terms of like the thematic element of that, like I liked that watching it. And the idea
Hmm.
of it, like obviously the recurring idea in the film of like the sea people, who are the sea people, and then this imminent danger coming to sort of change our way of life and change our civilization as we know it, and then like and then the realization that he is the sea people, and he's sort of ruined, um, you know, Zeus's law as obviously is the ultimate analogy in the film for it. It's like ruined their way of life, their peace and their order of civilization as they know it, kind of thing. And I thought that was really cool. I think an element that I want to try and buy into a bit more on a rewatch, and I want to know how you guys feel about this, is that I don't know how much like Odysseus himself, like his personal actions, how much I felt they were really worthy of criticism. Because I get it intellectually, like in terms of like the Trojan horse thing. It's like, oh, he manipulates these people and kind of
it's a war crime, Zach.
it's a war crime. Yeah,
You can't false surrender and then kill them.
I 100%.
The
I get
Swiss
that.
will be on your ass from
Mm.
Geneva.
Yeah,
They will
Going back
intervene.
to the ancient Greeks.
I get that, and I get that that's like the whole point of the second half, the second showing of the Battle of Troy sequence. Like when you get it all later, the second half of it as they're pillaging the city and running through and all that kind of stuff, and Odysseus is having his ultimate sort of reckoning of like, what are we doing, kind of thing. And I thought that sequence was absolutely phenomenal, to be clear. But I'm just saying, from a story point of view, I don't yet feel like he himself had a lot of agency in that. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of almost I never really felt like he as a person made a really bad choice that he needs to reckon with. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
it kind of
Zach the genocider over here.
But I guess what I'm saying is that it almost just feels like he was a part of this war effort or whatever. And he was, and maybe this is the sin. Maybe the sin is that he was just kind of going along with it sort of cluelessly to what he was doing until he had the realization. Maybe that's the sin in and of itself. But like, it sort of felt like he was just kind of fine doing his thing. He was doing the siege. They came up with this idea, to the Trojan horse trick or whatever, and they came up with it. And then he was like, oh yeah, he just sort of like, sure, let's do it. Then he did it, and then he realized, oh shit, this is, now that I'm here sacking the city, this is really confronting stuff. And it's like, yeah, like sure, of course. But like, I don't know how did he need to feel that guilty about that, is what I'm saying. Like, it's not like he killed anyone. He didn't fucking like rape anyone. You know what I mean? I don't know.
He killed people. He killed Trojans.
Yeah.
He killed Sinon.
Oh yeah, the Cyclops. Yeah.
No, like an Elliot Page.
Oh, you think that weighs on? Yeah,
that weighs on him. Yeah. And then like the other like 3 soldiers that like got stabbed and then drowned in the fucking horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but I guess for me,
I get what you're saying.
Only on
too,
the first.
yeah.
only on the first watch, like when you get that sort of later realization of like this is sort of what the film is and what his experience is, like guilt wise. I didn't fully feel it yet.
Hmm.
The thing is, I don't think you're really meant to feel it so individually, especially given that it comes at that point of the film. You're meant to feel the culminating kind of power of the kind of what the Wrath of Men has kind of done to dismantle the world. You know,
Right.
it's meant to be
Yeah.
about Agamemnon's guilt and fucking, you know, Atonius and fucking, you know, all the other people. Like you're meant to feel the weight of everyone else, you know, at that point.
Yeah, yeah. It's more like the grander idea of, again, like the sea people, like the grander idea
Yeah,
of what they're doing and his role in it.
yeah,
It's less so, and his realization of his participation in it, as opposed to literally like terrible shit he's done.
yeah. And I don't think you're meant to be feeling that so much for Odysseus in the sacking of Troy as you are meant to be for him as he's retelling it in the current day. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like he's reckoning with what's happening at the moment, but then like the real guilt is what's happening as he's retelling it to Penelope after he's kind of come to terms with it after Calypso's island and all the other shit they had to do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, like, I guess to that point, like, what this was another element of this too for me was like the afterwards of Troy, like the actual Odyssey home and like the steps along the way, each sort of sequence that you get. Um, like, how does that contribute?
Well, he
You know?
sacks his men, you know, like, and you know, it's like you know how you sack a pawn in chess, Mister 2000. You know, it's like
Hmm.
you know,
Thanks for that.
yeah,
You tell me.
yeah.
Hmm.
He understood
He
that
sacks
reference.
his men to get, you know, he's the Grandmaster 2000 Elo, you know, playing against the gods, you know.
But okay, he doesn't intentionally do that.
Um, like he makes a choice to save himself, or like, you know, it was kill six or kill all of them, and basically he wanted to get home, and so he has to weigh up, you know, the weight of a life, and then you know, also I mean, you know, it's it's his it's his rebellion against Poseidon that kind of kicks off all the bad shit that happens to them. You know, I mean, well, actually, it's Troy that kicks off all the bad shit when it's angering Poseidon with the Cyclops that makes it worse, and that's
Hmm.
what leads them to all the other shit. It's like it's all his fault, you know.
Yeah, that is true about the Cyclops. I mean that is the whole thing in the poem. Like it's not to do with Troy or Zeus or anything, but like I do think everything that happens afterwards, the Odyssey, like he does try to save his men at like pretty much every turn. It's just that like all this inevitable death and you know um, magic that and mutilation and getting turned into pigs that happens. It's just like it's just a consequence of what was broken, and he's like I don't know. His guilt only like kind of like compounds because of that, because he does want to like he's not like Odysseus is a pretty cold character, I guess, like in the poem. Like he is like the great hero survival based thing that you kind of talked about, Jen. um but like this character does want to help his men at pretty much every point.
Yeah, there's
And
a benevolency about him for sure.
yeah, so I don't think he's I guess what I'm saying is I don't think he's like reckoning with his guilt of like the actions on these like islands. I think those are just consequences of what happened kind of earlier because of his his
Mm.
pride with the Cyclops and also his his carelessness or whatever you want to call it with the Trojan
Mm,
horse.
mm,
Hmm.
mm. Okay. I mean that obviously makes sense to me, but I was wondering, like, with like obviously Defy the Gods being a slogan for this movie, other than sounding cool, like it feels like it obviously has some story relevance in the when you get into the thick of the Odyssey itself, and you know
but
everything he's
not
learning about the gods and what they're telling him, and trying to everything he can to push against that.
not in the poem though. In the poem, like the gods imbue him with strength, and they're basically on his side the entire time, and they not in not after the Cyclops, but like with like the stuff with the Troy, like with Troy, like the gods are on his side in all that stuff. It's like he has no reason to be against the gods, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty well. Defy the Gods, I'm pretty sure was like an invention of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And like
like that's
Athena
that's
is
just
like
like
obviously.
Nolanism, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Well, Athena is also like real in the poem, and she actually like helps him, and
Mm-hmm.
Poseidon is the only one that's kind of like pissed with him. Um, there's other
Okay,
helpers, I think like Hermes or something, but yeah.
Mm.
okay, okay. But in the film, like I guess even if it is just Poseidon or whatever, like every every obstacle along the way home is like it is it is him trying to defy the gods, right? Like he keeps keeps getting these messages from them of like don't do this and like don't land on this island or all your men are gonna die. And then he's like, and he obviously tries to avoid doing that, but then it obviously ends up happening anyway. But I guess I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's an aspect of tying that into his personal journey of like what does he have to reckon with the fact that he made a mistake trying to go against trying to continue on this path and regardless of how he's angered Poseidon, you know what I mean? Like I think I don't know. I think about how there's that whole sequence where I think it's when like when all the remaining men of his die and then like there's the night where the storm and everything
Mm.
falls apart and then he like ends up drifting
Hmm.
in the ocean and lands on Calypso's island. Like there's that whole bit then where it's like he needs to surrender to his fate. Like he makes it out because he's like finally stopped
Hmm. Yeah.
defying. Is sort of how I interpreted it. Um, but then I now I'm not. These are ideas that I'm trying to link because I'm like, is that part of it? Like he looks back and feels he takes that ownership over losing his men because he was stubborn because he you know because he feels like he put them in the obviously he put I get the whole I don't know I guess beyond just the shooting the Cyclops at the start
Mm.
beyond that just being a domino, like does he feel guilty for his continued resistance for what is inevitable and then he only finally sort of makes it out when he surrenders to the storm essentially, you know what I mean, surrenders to Poseidon if you want to if Poseidon is the storm, I guess.
But like, where else does he like continually resist the God's will? Because it feels like after that he's kind of like he heeds the god like their words. Like he like obviously with what happens with the whirlpool and like stuff like that. Like it feels like from that point onwards he's kind of already accepted that
Yeah.
the gods are um, righteous, and just dominant in general. So there's no way to defy the gods. Um, like he is. I guess it's just his. You could just say his resourcefulness and his trying the whole. I don't know. Like you could
Mm.
kind of make that argument, um, which would be kind of like an ultimate, deconstruction, as you said, a Greek hero. But I don't know.
Yeah, is it? I mean, I guess I don't disagree with you, but I'm not entirely sold because I'm also like, yeah, but isn't he also like trying to game them like every step of the way? Like, isn't he? like to save. He's doing it because he thinks he wants to save his man.
I don't know if Defy the Gods is meant to be the tagline. Like, I don't think it's meant to be read the same way throughout for the entire film. You know, you defy the gods and you defy Athena and Zeus in disrespecting them in that particular way. You know, and then you defy Poseidon by directly angering him, and then you defy Poseidon the next time by trying to game him. You know, with his men, because you know, like the defying action kind of changes, if you get what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's not always
yeah.
the same kind of just challenge.
No, it's not. Like, I don't know, the way I sort of read the whole sirens scene, for example, is that like he's like trying to hack them. You know, he's trying to like.
Mm.
I don't know if that's the right best terminology. You know what I mean? Like he's constantly trying to wiggle his way around these.
Well, that's a god
Truths.
defying act, because
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
sirens are part of Poseidon's domain.
Yeah.
And then so is Scylla and the fucking other thing that comes from the mountain, and then so is Calypso, I think, as well. So like it's always against Poseidon. Yeah.
It's like he does all this stuff to try and save his men from his point of view. He's like he won't accept what he's being told, like, you know, and obviously the whirlpool and like you said, the little like what were those, by the way? That's like arms that come out from the mountain, like
Dude. Just on a side note, that scene was so fucking loud. The girl next to me in the girl next to me in the theater was literally covering her ears. It was like a painful kind of way. Like, it was stupidly loud.
Wow.
Did you feel that?
I didn't notice it as particularly loud.
It was very loud. Yeah, it was super loud. I mean,
the movie was definitely loud.
Extremely loud. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I think it's called Charybdis, Scylla and Charybdis. So, Scylla is the Charybdis is the whirlpool. I think. Yeah.
Scylla is such a sick name.
Mm.
but what is that?
What is it?
Like it's a mountain?
Oh, it's like a monster that lives in there. They're both monsters.
Also, was it
a sea monster?
The whirlpool is created by a monster that's underwater.
Yeah.
And then Scylla has 6 heads and sharp teeth and lives in the cave and grabs them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a monster. It was a monster living in the cave. I see. I didn't know if it was like a magical mountain that had arms. Like I was, it didn't like look like a creature. I don't know. Little tentacle things.
I thought it was a kraken at first. I was like, hell yeah, we're gonna get like all Clash of the Titans up in here with the fucking giant kraken.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So I guess, I don't know, to try and somewhat summarize this, I guess, is like he pissed off Poseidon by, you know, taking the shot at the Cyclops. And then every step along the way, I feel like he's trying to get around the fact that like his men are doomed.
Yeah.
Like, it's over. And he keeps at every step of the way just trying to save them and trying to squeak by and defy the gods, as it were. But then eventually, like, they die anyway. And so I understand all that, but then I was trying to relate that back to his personal reflection more towards later in the timeline, where it's like, is his lesson, in quotes, or however you want to put it, like, is it that he should have given up on his men earlier? You know what I mean? Like,
the sirens thing is a really good point. Like, I didn't consider that he is like directly defying, you know, Poseidon's will there by hearing the sirens and living. But it is kind of harder to like apply the same argument to him wanting to just save the man. But I guess that is like what I kind of mean by just like his resourcefulness itself is like kind of what's on what's being like punished, I guess. You know.
Mm, mm,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. I think that's true. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. I think this is something I think on a rewatch these aspects will click stronger for me.
Yeah.
Is it also is it also is there an aspect to it that's also like he needs to learn to I mean I think surrender to his fate is literally a line in the movie, I'm pretty sure, but like that's overall what he needs to do. Like that's how he ends up getting home. Is
Mm.
that he stops fighting, he lays
Yeah.
down his
Yeah.
arms spiritually. You know what I mean?
Mm. Well, he takes a beating from Poseidon essentially, and then Poseidon takes him home
Right,
because
exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think this was like where we see his like back, and you said it like it looks like he has like bark on it. I'm pretty sure in the poem that's when he gets like smashed up against a rock, and then like his skin gets like completely pulled off, like his entire back. And that's I think that's like one of his final kind of like punishments, or like bad shit that happens in the poem before he comes home to Ithaca.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, and in the film, that scene with the bark, was that's like I think that's when he actually landed back at Ithaca, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
Mm.
like it was like it's like the final like parting,
Yeah,
he had to leave him with one
parting
more
rip.
little scar. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That makes sense. Um I don't know, and t- another question I had in terms of like feeling the impact of the character's journey and the criticism of him and the choice of the Battle of Troy and all that I was bringing up earlier. Like, I don't necessarily feel one way or the other about this, but it's just a question I thought of, and that's: is this movie violent enough to really justify and to make it feel like and for it to hit home?
Yeah, I think dude, the sacking of Troy is like really confronting.
I don't think it is.
Mm.
Wow, look at Mr. Desensitized over here.
Like, is it really confronting? I thought it was sick, and I thought it was effective. Is it really confronting?
Mm.
Yeah. Mm. I mean, I think this movie like shies away from a lot of stuff like that, and it also like it keeps like in the poem he has sex with Calypso, and I'm pretty sure maybe Cersei. I'm not sure about Cersei, but like Nolan intentionally kept didn't include that stuff to keep him like faithful, even though he was like under their kind of you know duress or whatever, like under their imprisonment essentially. Um,
Right, right.
so it doesn't include that, and I think that's just to keep it as PG as possible. Um,
Yeah.
and then I mean, I guess one thing that actually really didn't kind of work for me was Zendaya, Athena, and just like her being like the whole flashback sequence. I think was brilliant, but that one moment didn't really land for me. Um, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. They even the cut to the statue and the head is also just kind of like shying away as well.
That
It's
was
like
sick.
it is kind of sick, but it's also like I don't know.
No, no, I agree with you. I agree with you because I think it's really cool. Like, but it does, yeah. The whole thing does feel like it's very it's obviously very intentional, but he's not going all the way there in a certain direction, which sort of leaves me with a different effect than I don't know to what I just feel like if it was more direct and more violent, like I would feel the whole traumatic aspect of it more. But I'm not necessarily. But I don't know if Nolan's as concerned about that as I think he is, or as I think he needs to be.
I don't think you get more violent with Troy without getting tacky.
I mean, there's zero blood in it, like zero.
I don't think you need blood. Like I think with what they've shown, like it was pretty. I mean, I think what they showed was like really sufficient. In
Okay.
One of the sequences I hate the most is Odysseus going fucking full the Grey Man and 1v fucking 50ing at the end, and like that's when it gets like ultra violent, and like I just think that's like tacky, like when it gets like kind of when he's just shooting everyone. Like I can't imagine that extended throughout that Troy sequence.
Yeah.
I do kind of agree that was a very long feeling and repetitive kind of ending. I think I dislike it more now because you mentioned the Grey Man. But
One man army action.
I could have gone John Wick, but I thought, no, we won't use John Wick.
We'll really hit him where it hurts.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But that's just because like that sequence is just long, and I don't think it's. I don't think the tackiness of that sequence is like that it's like extra gruesome or anything. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think the sequence is tacky at all. I would not use that word in the slightest. I just think.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it was a bit long. I agree.
No, I think it was tacky and camp in the wrong ways.
You think it was camp?
Oh, I think Robert Pattinson was really camping it, and like I think that was like, but like
Robert Pattinson was camp in the whole
like that, but that was like a good camp. But then like everything else happened.
That was
scene
funny,
like
yeah.
just like a bad camp.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with Pattinson. That's for sure. Oh man.
Dude. Also, just quickly, I think
Yeah.
I think Zendaya taking the shape of Athena, like being like his ultimate form of guilt, is like fucking amazing. Like, I don't think I don't like why is like what's your issue with that part like specifically?
No, my issue is just with the flashback scene of her. Like
You wanted to see her get beheaded.
no, it's not. No, it's just I don't know. It feels awkward to me. I don't know how, but it feels awkward.
Like as a reveal, like structurally.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. No, I liked it. I liked it too. I thought it was clever. But it is a bit movie-ish, but I thought it was clever. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a satisfying payoff to him having, seeing Athena this whole time. Because I never really, I didn't get the impression in the film. I know in the poem, like it is like you said, it is just literally Athena in the poem, right? Like it's actually just Athena talking. I never felt that way earlier in the film with the scenes with her. Like I never felt like, I wasn't expecting a reveal either. But it never felt like this was just Athena. So like the idea that it is sort of this mental manifestation, I thought was cool.
It is actually Athena,
but it's
like she gives him the line about what is the god speaking to you if not like a thunderclap or whatever the fuck, and it's like this is Athena speaking through Zendaya. It's yes, it's a mental manifestation, but it's also still like Athena's will. It's still like actually her. It's just that the way that the gods, like, it's just the way that Nolan's depicted the gods in this film. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. It's like where, yeah. Like Poseidon is the storm. Athena is.
Poseidon's the raging sea, actually.
Sure, and then Athena is the conscience.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's cool.
But also, like the movie starts with like the title, like in a world of apparent magic.
Yes.
So there is an element of like plausible, deniability to it.
Yeah.
I guess I do think that she is still Athena because she gives. Does she give the advice about the Scylla and shrewdness? Or is that
no, that's from the Hades guys, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe she's not. Yeah.
I think her encouraging him on this journey of self absolution, is the godly quality, you know.
But isn't that
Yeah,
just what a conscience
Yeah, but the
does?
Greeks don't
does.
have consciences, so that like the gods have to do it, you know.
Mm.
The
Gods have to do everything around here.
I can definitely see that. A minor counter argument is I think at like at the end when she turns up, like when on the stairs in Ithaca when he's like talking to
That's
Anne
half
Hathaway,
hours. Yeah.
and she turns there and she's there briefly, and I think she's like crying, right? I
Mm.
think to
Mm.
me that's all conscience. That's all conscience. That's just
Yeah, yeah.
that's me having a traumatic flashback. That's not like godly. I don't think.
Yeah,
I guess you could make
she
the
might have
argument that
left him at that point, now that he's home, like right there with Penelope,
right.
like,
You could see that.
yeah.
You could see that, or I don't know. You could
Mm.
also argue that like the fucking godly will of Athena wants to have him have a traumatic flashback in that moment. So I don't know,
Mm,
whatever.
mm.
Like, it doesn't really matter at a certain point. But I think, yeah, no, I think that is an interesting discussion. Like, who, in what form does Athena take?
Mm.
So something that we were talking about coming out of the theater was, of course, the patented Nolan non-linear editing in the film. And I sort of thought, I told Fitzy that I sort of just figured that was a Nolanism that he just put on this poem. And like in terms of reshuffling all the order. But then Fitzy told me, no, the poem is non-linear. Like it's like that anyway. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That makes even more sense why he wants to adapt it, because it's like it's like the original non-linear structure, and he fucking loves non-linear structures. So like, why wouldn't he want to adapt this?
Is the poem non-linear, or does it just cut between Telemachus and Odysseus?
Well, it kind of like it starts with him on Calypso's island as well, and then
Okay.
the gods like force him out of Calypso's island, and then he retells the whole story on another island, and then yeah, like Telemachus is like it's the same kind of thing in the poem where he's like cutting in between Telemachus
Right.
figuring out what's happening. So it is non-linear. Yeah, it's the same
Okay.
thing.
That's cool. That's cool. So this is like my point is, it feels like it was made for his editing, his editing sensibilities that he loves.
Mm.
And I found the puzzle style editing that he employs just incredibly satisfying as always in this film. Yeah, we talk about it with all these films, but I just love the little flashes of things that you see, and then it's like this is going to click later and mean something. And obviously, the one of the big ones in this film, like obviously that like in the final 10 minutes, I could see the whole fucking chasing a setting sun or whatever the line is in that shot. They flashed earlier, like oh yeah, you can see this coming. This is the ending for sure. And that was all. Like that was awesome. I still love that. That's just like I don't know how that's can't be satisfying really, but the one that kept getting me was like they kept cutting to obviously the bobbing statue of Athena, like
Yeah,
after,
yeah.
and like they showed that earlier a couple times, and I was like, I wasn't clocking it. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, like it's Troy. Oh yeah, we're going back to Troy. Oh yeah. I didn't click that particular image is important. And then when that came back, and that was obviously the whole killing of Athena moment we've been talking about, I was like, oh, he got me on that one. I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. I mean, like the main one is just like Matt Damon, like seeing him in the fire or whatever, and like the little pan that they do.
Yeah. And he's like looking. He's like,
Yeah.
and he's
I
like,
mean
sits down.
that's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
awesome shot,
Absolutely.
and like the fact that that shot was returned to in such a brilliant sequence. I mean, apart from the one thing I didn't like, but like that was just such a cool. It was such a cool shot and such a cool moment that got returned to in a very satisfying Nolan, puzzle box way, as you kind of said.
Yeah. I just always love it. It's a trademark of his films. It's my standout trademark of his films. That just never failed me so far. I've never felt like, even though like I can see it, like I see it exactly for what it is now. You know, we've seen it that many times, but it's never jumped the shark in terms of like feeling forced or feeling just kind of manufactured at a certain point, or I don't know. He's maybe someday he will jump the shark on it, and it's like, wow, this just like mate, I've seen all your tricks, you know what I mean? But we haven't reached that point for me yet, anyway.
Hmm.
I don't know if did you still feel that way about the ending and about them making it out and going on their finally making it on their exile journey that was set up earlier?
Me? You talking to me?
I'm talking to anyone.
Talking to Jane?
Sure.
Talking to. Yeah, I mean, I do like the shot of the setting sun and all that. I mean, I like just the way that the island landscapes are kind of filmed. They're just awesome. Um, the sea is just awesome in this
Oh
film.
yeah.
Um,
There
I
were
mean,
shots of the dolphins, and they were just actually
oh
dolphins.
yeah, they captured that in IMAX. That's pretty crazy.
Coolest shit ever. Yeah.
There was also a rainbow that appeared on set one day, and Chris Nolan chose not to shoot the rainbow.
Not accurate. Not accurate.
But like,
never rainbows.
Like on that, I've seen a lot of people like bitching about like a lack of color in this film, which I just think is fucking idiotic. There is so much color in this film, and like everyone's like, oh, but he makes the ocean look gray. No, you fucking idiot. The ocean looks blue and beautiful at the start, and then once he pisses off Poseidon, then it's like, yeah, steely and threatening, but it's not fucking like a gray. I mean, maybe a bit gray, but like not like not the way like desaturated of color that people are talking about it. And people are like, oh yeah, it's so bland, like usually. Like, do you guys fucking watch the screen? I mean, like there is so much like natural color in like the ocean, and then like I don't know, in contrast with the red sails, and then like I know like the landscapes they go to, like they're all like green and nice and shit like that. Like I don't know, like everything that's meant to look good, like looks colorful, and then like when there's meant to be a threat, or when he's like trapped in like Calypso's purgatory, like yeah, they're the ones that are like kind of bland and like kind of shit. But that's like,
true.
that's visual storytelling, you fucking idiots. Like it's like I don't know, like I don't know. I mean, I know you wouldn't have seen it because you're not online, Zach. But I don't know, like it's
yeah.
like everywhere this week I've seen people like bitching about color.
It's
like,
especially
I just
like,
feel like
you make a really good point as well, because I think like like the later we get in the film, especially in Calypso, like the sea is pretty bland, but then like in the flashback sequences with like Agamemnon, for example, like the sea just looks like beautiful. So it kind of looks like it's playing, it is directly playing into the whole idea of the film, that they've destroyed the beauty of the natural world. They've defied Zeus's law, and it makes the sea look ugly. It makes sense.
I guess in that sense, like Nolan's obviously, as Jaden sort of alluded to, it feels like with that ending in particular, he's putting a contemporary sort of message in there, a contemporary sort of stamp on this take on the narrative that he's constructed in terms of there's a message directly to us as the audience of like how we contribute to civilizations falling and approaching end times, as it were, and then not learning the mistakes from the past. I think there's a line, I don't know who says it. So there's some VO line about that. Someone says like, and then the future peoples will forget the lessons that we've learned or whatever. And that line felt like it was directly like he was looking at me or looking at everyone. You know what I mean? And then obviously like the final, having the Trojan horse be the final shot feels like it's there as like this representation of dishonor, or and it's like it's sort of contributing to that final contemporary message in some way. I'm just before we fully move on from the thematic stuff, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, Jaden. If you liked the fact that he's like linking, yes, you. If you like that he's like linking it to us in this way and trying to talk to us through these symbols.
Yeah, I do. I think quite a bit of Chris's films do this. I think in subtler ways, probably. But I mean, like obviously with these past two efforts, like he kind of speaks to the audience a few times.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. No. Yes. I like it. Good.
I think you're right. I think it's pretty clear that he's currently with this and Oppenheimer. He's like currently in the mood for speaking a bit more directly about what he,
I think Tenet does it really well as well.
Yeah.
With that last little spiel that Neil gives, as they're parting ways,
Yeah. You could argue like it's sort of like it becomes. You're right about Tenet, but I would almost argue for each subsequent one it becomes a bit more obvious.
Yeah.
And I guess that's sort of why I'm broaching the subject, because I'm like, do we dislike that? Does it feel a bit on the nose at any point? Because I think it's pretty clear he's all you have to do is watch the work, and there's he never really talks about any of this in interviews, obviously, but in the work, I think it's pretty clear like he views our current society as some sort of approaching of an end time.
It's interesting. I saw a tweet this week about it was wondering how much of Chris's work, particularly his recent work, is trying to reckon with what his brother did. Not Jonathan, the other one, the hitman.
God.
And it is a bit funny, but it also does make you wonder, your brother's outed as an international hitman, and it's like how do you respond to that as an artist? And I think his films are kind of reflecting that. Like it's it's like in saying that, I don't think it's possible to be on the nose as it is just a kind of as just an artist kind of like stamp. You're not going to say that fucking Picasso style is on the nose. That's what he is. It's like it's. I think his perception that he's kind of forcing into these films is that's just him. Like it's not going to be. It doesn't detract, because it can't detract from I mean, it can if you don't like it, I guess, but yeah, I don't know what I'm saying, but
yeah, I don't know. I think there's something to the idea that like he's obviously always been interested in the end of the world, or the end of or the end of a world, I guess, of whatever world he's in. Like, I mean, you can go back to Interstellar, obviously. Yeah, this is a recurring idea in his films. I think there's something to the. I'm not critical of it all, by the way. I really liked the ending and everything, but I think there's something to the idea that it's becoming a bit more direct, and I'm just interested in the again, like the artistry, the choice behind that, and how that's reflecting. Maybe it is all to do with the brother, how that's reflecting where he's at.
I don't think it comes off as on the nose, because it's just so like general, like it's not like the ending of Black Klansman where you literally have like footage of Trump, like it's not really referencing anything. Like it's referencing like technology and the selfishness of humans and all that shit that's like so general that it'll apply now and in 20 years if we're if the world still exists. But
I don't even know if he does hold like that specific worldview that much. Like I don't think he really expresses it really in interviews.
No, he doesn't. That's what I mean.
And like even
he doesn't at all.
Like even on like I don't know, like all the past press tours, like when he gets asked about things similar, like on this recent one he's getting asked about AI, obviously, and like when he talks about it, he doesn't talk about it in like a in like a really like dismissive, denigrating way. He just says that he talks about it the way that like audiences don't appreciate it, and it has its place to do this and it can't do this and whatever. So like you know, in many ways, you know, AI is the end of the artist world at the moment, but he doesn't speak about it with that negative connotation that others do. I mean, like obviously negative, but not to the nth degree that others, you know, that other
Yeah. He's not. Yeah,
creatives
he
have.
doesn't. He doesn't make headlines for saying anything about any.
Controversial. Yeah.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. But
Yeah.
I think my take on that is that that's just he's always very intentional in like what he does and doesn't talk about in interviews. Like
Mm.
I've straight up heard like he'll often like if he's asked about like his opinion on other movies, like modern movies, like if he's asked about what he thought about Pattinson as Batman, he refused to answer. Like I think, and like from a certain point of view, it's like I don't know who cares, why don't you just weigh in? But like I think he's very intentional about what he says publicly, and then I think he sort of lets his work do more of the talking about. He does feel more strongly about some of this stuff that he lets on.
Sure.
I think.
He might be doing the Kojima of it though as well, because like if he doesn't like something, he doesn't speak on it. But then if he does, you know, he fucking writes paragraphs. You know, like maybe
right, yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. He doesn't like you know, fucking Rob as Batman, so he doesn't speak, and then
Yeah, he thinks Matt Reeves' film is dog shit.
Mm.
Confirmed.
Because I was surprised that you put, because like I know like someone like he wasn't asked about it, but you know someone he brought up Obsession in an interview, and he spoke very highly about it.
Okay.
So like he's not afraid to like, you know, comment on other films. But I guess
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Hey, maybe he was just in a mood on that day. I don't know. But you know, you're right. Like, but there is definitely, regardless of the specifics, like there is definitely something to like. He is very intentional in what he does and doesn't talk about. He doesn't make headlines to really say anything of any note, really. Which is obviously on purpose. But
I mean, maybe that's just like an English thing, you know. Just
he was raised in America, dude.
Yeah, he's English.
Yeah, he's English. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, that's. I mean, that's all interesting. Let's actually get into the meat of some sequences here. I mean, we talked about the sacking of Troy a little bit. This was definitely like there's obviously some highlights, but like this was my personal highlight. I thought, and more specifically, actually, like the lead up to it, everything with the Trojan horse was peak. Like I fucking love the opening with it, like in the sand. Then like how many times we loop back to it and like seeing them inside of it, and like every shot with them inside of it, and as they're getting lugged around and the dude getting stabbed in it and all that shit was like so awesome. And I love, dude. One of my favorite shots in the movie for sure is like that shot of the Trojans like pulling it into the city, outside the walls. Oh my god, that's just jaw dropping. So I loved all that shit, and obviously Troy's a huge event in the film, and then I love how we just keep coming back to it. The first actual, like we talked about, sort of the traumatizing second half of it or whatever, but like even just the first half of it, of just like the opening the gate part of it and sneaking out of the horse and Johnny B in there doing his thing with Matt Damon. It's like, oh yeah, come on. That shit was loud. Speaking about loud scenes, that was one where the score was like building constantly until the climax of it.
I think the loud scenes were only like when like the sea was raging, like raging bad, like crashing, like fucking tearing the ship apart. That was loud, and then fucking Skiller or whatever the fuck the other one was. They were the two deafening ones. I thought the rest of it was okay.
Okay. Yeah. I thought by the time the score was peaking in this scene, it was really loud.
Right.
But obviously a great way.
I think the Trojan horse is interesting because, like, you know, instead of building like a half set and then filming actors in it, he had the real one and then he stuffed it with actors and then with the camera and himself because he wanted it to be uncomfortable and he wanted it to feel like you're in there. Which like this is a bit of a detour to what you're talking about, but like I keep on seeing it brought up this week about how his banning of UGG boots and his banning of chairs on set is like a controlling tactic that's like outdated and used by, you know, the old-fashioned directors like Hitchcock and Kubrick, and how they like assert control by, you know, making like the experience uncomfortable. Like, I get it to a degree, but I also don't think it's as malicious as people are trying to make it out to. Like it's a brand of filmmaking that he's just trying to like be ingrained with. I guess I don't know. Like it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like I definitely understand the argument as to that people are making. Like the Bending of Ugly does seem very strange and targeted towards like the female actors, particularly, obviously. But like it's it's not the same kind of. I don't think it's the same as like in what Kubrick did to Shelley Duvall, or like in what Hitchcock did, or like what those guys did back in the day, like where they're like you know direct like actors were just toys to them pretty much. Like it's because like on the flip side of it, he had Anne Hathaway flying to the top of a mountain every day because he wanted her to look pampered. Like it's not all about just specific comfort and like creating discomfort. It's about what works for his sets.
Yeah.
Which factors into the Trojan horse and how he got that, and then the other stuff I was talking about. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, dude. I think the proof's in the pudding. I don't really, anyone and them dog can weigh in or whatever. But like at the end of the day, you've watched enough interviews with these cast members. They are all absolutely like without fault. They are all glowing about their experience and love working with Chris and love the way he works and wish every director was like him. Like I know they're not going to say the opposite, but it's like they talk about it so much that it's obviously true, and it's just like, so what? If you're not the one there that's working, then why do you give a fuck? Everyone who's there working loves it, so who cares? You know what I mean? Everyone was just glowing about how present he was and how it's just the best experience ever, and he's always right next to the camera. No one sits down, and like. If everyone loves the experience of doing it,
that's
makes
the thing.
the products this good,
like no one sits down. Like he doesn't sit down. Like it's
exactly.
It's not like it's not like a you're beneath me kind of thing. It's like a
no 100%. It's just about we're setting the standard for everyone. Yeah, it's like I think it was John Leguizamo was talking about how like he literally never once saw him eat, never once saw him leave. Like he was always in the center of everything.
He was always in set. Yeah.
Like he never went to the bathroom. Like there's like nothing, and it's like and it's not about like it's not like to say that like every fucking person under the sun needs to whoever makes a movie should do this. Like it's obviously just how he wants to work, and if it works and people enjoy it, then and again and the proof's in the pudding of how good the result is as a result of it. But yeah, I think it's super interesting. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I did see Tom Holland talk about that, how he was just always on set. Like usually you don't really see that with the directors.
Well, that's because Tom Holland's only fucking done Marvel films. So he doesn't. He doesn't even see a director. He's on fucking B location.
Yeah, exactly. The director's in the video village, like 200 meters away, like hiding. Yeah, exactly. It blew his mind in particular.
Did Tom Holland impress you in this film? Sorry.
No, nothing.
No? What do you mean?
I thought he was really good in the film. I wouldn't say he impressed me like beyond anything I thought was possible, but I thought he was really solid. Yeah.
I think a lot of people undersell him obviously because of his ties with Spider-Man. Like that's his only real major roles. I've
liked him in anything. I loved him in Devil all the time. Yeah, I think he's a great actor.
So I think a lot of people were shocked by him in this because, obviously, they only know Spider-Man. Yeah, I kind of agree though. Like, I think it's, I thought it was good, but it didn't shock me. But yeah, I thought it was quality.
Yeah,
agreed. Yeah. He did. He by no means let the team down. Like he very much held his end.
Yeah,
sure. And it was obviously a very important role.
I thought it was really confused. Variety did this really fucking dumb thing where they're like, "Oh, ranking all 17 actors." Which they've never done for another movie before, by the way. It's just now
as in like how good they are in the movie.
Yeah. No, okay. In the movie, they've never done this before. They're just trying to sow the seeds, and they're trying to fucking Variety is really scumbags these days. But they put Tom dead last, 17th. And their little short paragraph was basically he doesn't have the chops for it and all that shit. And I was like, you guys suck.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. It's pretty unfair, man. Yeah. I mean, I feel like we can kind of talk about any cast member or every cast member or whatever, don't have to like list them, but I thought Damon was so great. I'll just say that. Like, I thought he absolutely delivered in every respect, and I don't know if this is like a best actor performance. I don't know. I'm not saying it isn't, like, because it might be, but I don't know if it is. But for the scale of this movie and the journey of this movie, it's like it's very much as a 20-year Odyssey, literally. Like, he encompassed that across all the different timelines and flashes of different, back and forth in timeline that you get, and just the wear of it all, and obviously the big action scenes. Like, he's just the perfect all rounder to excel in every department, really.
Yeah. No, he does kind of just become more like disheveled and, vulnerable and fraught as the movie goes on. And we do get some quality stuff with him later. I mean, obviously, like the siren scene is just like, the siren scene in general, talking about great sequences, is just like incredible. But like he's like his wailing in that scene is just amazing. It's great, dude. It's awesome.
What do you think I was thinking about?
Hey Matt, how did you get there?
Yeah, it was sad Ben Affleck wasn't on the film.
Yeah.
He was missing Ben.
Yeah, exactly.
Nolan's never used Ben, has he?
No, I don't think so.
Kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's used Damon 3 times now, and Damon being best mates, like as best mates as you can be with Ben.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that he hasn't like put his name forward.
He used Casey once too.
He did actually. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. He used fucking Casey last time out. Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like he's never going to use Ben.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like he doesn't really strike me as a Nolan actor, but I can't think why.
Yeah, I don't know. There is. I love the idea of the Nolan actor and like who fits and like who's not one, who is one, who's a one-off one.
Sure.
They're kind of two different. They're kind of all different things. Like, look into the past and who have been one-offs. Like, it makes me think like, well, then who in this movie feels like a one-off? Who's never coming back?
Well, he never used ScarJo again. He never used Hugh Jackman again.
Never used Guy Pearce again.
No. Never used. I think I heard that Robert was meant to come back for this film, but he had to do Doomsday, so he couldn't. I don't know if that's right.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's right, but like, because I saw someone like bring up like Robert like is like a non-returner, but then someone said that he was meant to be.
Well, he only did it one film ago. Like, it's a bit early to say on that. But that's funny, because I was going to say like totally. This is a silly conversation, but like totally vibes wise, like RDJ kind of feels like a one-offer.
I think he's a 1 or 2. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's usually the more important. Is this true? The more important your role is, like if you're the main character of a Nolan movie, you're more likely to be a one-offer. If you think about McConaughey and Leo, like they're one-offers.
True. Yeah. Well, Killian came back until he was a lead role,
and now he's never come back.
Maybe Damon will be the same. Yeah.
Maybe. No, I think Killian will come back. I do. Because he is obviously established as a Nolan guy before, but he was a lead, so I think that's a bit different. Like, yeah, who from this film is a oneer?
I think he'll use Tom again. I think he's spoken really highly of Tom. I think Tom will be back.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
Hopefully Benny Safdie doesn't come back. Fucking leaves him in the mud.
Dude, the one thing we were saying about that is that I can't remember his character's name, so I don't know anyone's name in this movie except Odysseus.
Or a Memnon, yeah.
Whatever you guys said. His character had so much aura, but like it's literally all just costume.
Yeah.
And every like
they couldn't show his fucking
0% Benny Safdie.
They could not show his face in that scene with like when he gets stabbed, because like you knew that it just take you out of it.
Yeah.
Like, you're actually right.
Like, it's-
You're completely right.
yeah.
Like, it's like, I feel like it was like terrible casting, but everything else about it was so strong that it kind of just didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like people are talking about like the aura farming or whatever, but like it does work just as like as a mythological symbolic thing. It is just cool, you know, to
Oh,
see
yeah.
like little of the king or whatever it is.
Sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
Dude, I know we talked about it, but that shot when the gates open of Troy and he's just standing there as the dudes run around him, it's like,
Mm.
Yeah, the
Are you
Darth
kidding me?
Vader of it. Yeah.
Are you kidding? Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. I don't know. I think obviously like Rob and Anne, they're all they're Nolan people now.
John David hasn't come back, but I think he would. You know.
But he's a main character.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a bit concerning.
that's true.
It's a bit concerning. I don't know. Man. I feel like for some reason I feel like Charlize Theron's a winner. I don't know why. That's a complete...
I didn't even know she was in this film until she fucking rocked up. I was like, what?
Yeah.
She was the only one that surprised me. She was the only one that didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah. You remembered everyone else, like even like Mia Goth kind of like.
Actually,
when
no,
she,
sorry.
Oh
Mia
yeah,
Goth,
I forgot
too.
about Mia Goth. Yeah,
when
that
she
was-
turned up, I remembered. Oh, I did know she was in it, but I had not thought of her in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, Mia Goth's a winner for sure. Sure.
You reckon? she has like a Nolan sensibility about her. I reckon. I don't know. I think this being his culmination, as Zach was talking about before. Like, if you're here, you're probably not a winner.
Maybe. I don't know. I think he's more likely, like, because at this current time, Florence Pugh's a winner too. But I think she'll
only
come
better
back.
than the last one, yeah.
I think she'll come back before Mia Goth, though. Is what I'm saying.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think she's more of a Nolan type.
Mm.
I saw what in one of the interview clips I saw was that like Rob Pattinson was talking about how like he was asked, you got the call from Nolan that you got this part, what was your first reaction? Were you nervous about it and all that kind of stuff? And like obviously, Matt Damon was like, oh, it's a huge challenge and all this, it's going to be a long shit and all this kind of stuff. And Rob Pattinson was just like, no, I understood what he wanted from me from this part, and I wasn't really worried about it. It's like, yeah, you kind of get why it is like we brought it up earlier, but it is kind of like, yeah, it's a kind of a pretty one note campy part. I think he was pretty cruisy about it.
Didn't he ask to read the script? Was
Yeah.
that for this?
The only one that wanted to read the script before getting casted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like,
everyone else said yes, and he asked to read the script and like
Yeah.
Before he said yes.
Yeah.
Do you think Nolan was insulted?
Well, yeah, because like I think Nolan was the one that was telling that story, and he was like, "What? You actually want to read it?"
Oh, that's funny. Like Nolan's thinking, like, dude, no one's asked me that in 15 years, and you're so
Yeah.
embarrassing.
It's what was that film that he did with Jennifer Lawrence last year?
Die My Love.
Yeah. On that press tour, one of the questions that like they had to that they were doing they were doing like the lie detector thing. I think it was in that one, but like one of the questions that Rob asked her like as part of the cards that were given was who's a director that you want to work with, and she goes Nolan, and she's like, but he hasn't called me, and then Rob's like kind of gloating about it, and he's like, yeah, he's pretty good. And like you just think now is like he probably could have pushed Jen into somewhere in this film. She could have been Calypso,
She could have been Calypso. Yeah,
that's true.
So he's really spiting her now.
Yeah, true. I mean, this is a total another aside, but you brought up earlier, Fizzy, that like Calypso and Odysseus were having sex in the poem or whatever. Like they were. I know they didn't obviously show it, but they were in the movie too, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
Way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's implied, but like
it has to be.
But I think Nolan, like, there was a specific thing where like Nolan wanted to maintain Odysseus' loyalty.
Yeah,
but more so like the perception of it.
Yeah,
that sort of thing, saying that
yeah.
Nolan pushed it too far with Oppenheimer and showing the love affair angle. that he had to backtrack and go like full loyalty to 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 comfort Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, still haven't even talked about most of this film sequences. So,
Yeah, we went. Yeah.
Dude,
the
the Cyclops.
go. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I was
jumping
going
in
to bring it
there.
up.
I could not believe it. I could not believe it. Like the puppet's amazing, sure. Like the CGI replacement is incredible. Everything else is incredible. When it weeps and it tries to speak, fucking sent shivers down my spine, man. I have never heard such a divine sounding like kind of attempt that's so I truly think it sounded divine, not not divine in a good way, like in godly divine, and like I just like I could not believe it. Um, like whatever whether that was Ludwig or a sound engineer or whoever the fuck else fucking put that together,
Yeah.
incredible, in fucking incredible.
Well, the voice was Bill Irwin, and he performed the whole thing. Who's plays Tars?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no. In terms of the sound design, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude, like it was like I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know. It was like when you have a squidgy that's like kind of only half wet and you're dragging it down a window. Like and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like that kind of like I don't know like that kind of like I don't know. Oh, dude, it was sick as it was yeah. I don't know, incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyclops was very cool. I'd sort of, it was one of those ones that like I hadn't seen anything of it, but like I'd seen, like, I had YouTube videos recommended to me of like how did they film the Cyclops scene, like just like things in the title like that. And so I knew there was, okay, well, there's a Cyclops scene, and I know Nolan's not going to go like full CG on this thing, so I assume there's
It
going to
is full
be
CG. It's just that they had a puppet on set.
yeah. So I guess I mean like the typical Hollywood, like, you know
Yeah,
he's gonna do it in his Nolan way of like blending elements and having the puppet on set and having you know all that kind of stuff. But
they didn't
yeah,
show.
no, it was great.
They didn't show the dong though, which I mean, this is where I call him a coward for not. You could say him not showing the violence is cowardly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think him not showing the Cyclops dong
Yeah,
is
that's true.
is cowardly.
I mean, he didn't. I'm not tripping, am I? He didn't show Killian the dong in Oppenheimer either.
You could say like a
Right.
ball sack, couldn't you?
I don't think he could.
No,
I think that was.
I thought in one of those shots you can kind of see under the table, like when he's getting interviewed. I thought you can kind of see ball sack. Maybe not.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think he's just. I think dong's a bit too far for him. I don't know if we'll ever get Nolan dong.
Was there a dong in Insomnia? Like when they were doing like an autopsy, or was it only women that got murdered in that film? I can't remember.
No, only women got murdered in that film.
Interesting that.
Yeah, very. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know a personal favorite of mine and my brother's as well. This was his favorite, was the giants landing on this island and just walking up this mountain, and there's a kid there who's like really tall, and these dudes just come around the corner, and it's like, oh, like there's nothing else to it other than it's just like it's fucking sick. It's like incredibly cool visually and everything. They used a lot of there's some forced perspective stuff. There's some like the doubles are all like small people. Like Matt Damon's double in the scene was a 5-foot lady, and then there's obviously then really tall actors who play the giants and all that kind of thing. So old school trickery. That's what I'm talking about at the start, where it's just like this shit looks so incredible. And obviously, like with the Cyclops scene using CG and things like that, but then also just using these tricks that have been used for 80 years in movies. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't imagine what the staging looks like for that giant scene, because like there's a 3-foot difference in the height of the actors.
Yeah,
but like the difference, like scale wise, is more than that. Like you have to have like some like crazy kind of like perspective shit going on, like layers depth wise or whatever, like to coordinate. Like that'd be like
yeah. I still, to be totally honest, don't like. I've had forced perspective explained to me multiple times, and I still don't really understand it. Like, it's always like they always reference, the fucking obviously like the Lord of the Rings and the Shire, and like, oh, then you build the set this size, and then you you know, blah blah blah. And every single time, so like, I just don't really understand how this works, to be honest. And like, no, so I'm with you. And then it's like, okay, I get that you can build the Shire sets like 2 different sizes or whatever, but then like when you're out in the woods here, like I don't know, I don't get
Yeah.
that.
The what? Yeah, yeah. Like it's easy on simple objects. For the ring as well in that movie. Like there's a massive fucking ring prop they made
Right,
for like
right,
when
right.
like Gandalf's looking through it. Like that I get.
Yeah,
But yeah, like when they're just in natural environments, fuck those, man.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
100%. I don't get that shit at
Mm.
all. So it was an incredibly cool sequence. And then obviously when they're all like, you're shooting this digital trickery in this part when they're all like in the water, like standing there, like hacking away at their boats and stuff
Mm.
as they're trying to leave, and like all the size differences there. It's like, oh my god.
Mm. Oh, dude, even in Hades, talking about fucking practical, they actually buried the actors and gave them snorkels.
Yeah.
Like who's
Yeah.
fucking burying actors
Okay.
these days? You know, like
That's
it's
crazy.
yeah. I feel like that's like safety hazards, like fucking like right on the fucking limit. Like that's like right on the
Yeah.
fucking brink. But you know,
100%.
yeah.
They were buried
Worth
with
it.
snorkels out of frame, each assigned a safety person with strict timers, started right when each person was covered up.
Mm.
There were, I mean, it looked like there were a lot of them too. And I'm sure there's some, I don't think there were literally like hundreds upon hundreds, but
Some matte painting going on.
sure. Man, that sequence was shot in Iceland. That whole Hades scene looks so good.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of speedrunning through the big sequences a little bit, but I'll say like I wanted, like what I kind of wanted from the Cyclops and like Cersei was like something a bit like disturbing, because like there was just like a lot of opportunity for that, and I feel like he definitely delivered. I mean, the look of the Cyclops is just like it's just awesome. It's just like I don't know, it's gruesome, as you said. The voice is like godly and guttural and amazing, and each of these sequences just have that kind of I don't know that like like off quality to them that's just like perfect. So yeah, but like talking about the Hades sequence, like that was like the score in that sequence in particular with the dun dun, like the sound, what even is it? It's a kind of like a laser sound or something. I don't know, but that was awesome. When they're getting into like the flashback stuff, and it's like he's kind of like realizing everything's kind of coming together, or like falling apart, I guess. That was awesome. But yeah, I just all these sequences just they kind of they're just a little bit disturbing, which was what
Yeah, a
I
little bit
kind of
off
wanted.
kilter.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Who's the main dude that he talks to at Hades?
I think that is that Hades.
No, it's some guy. It's called like Ithaferus or some shit like that. It's weird. Hold on, let
Is
me
Hades
put-
not a place?
Yeah,
What-
Hades is the place in this one.
I thought, but isn't Hades also like a
Oh, a person, a god.
Yeah, I thought. Sure. Yeah, God of the Dead, King of the Underworld.
Not in this film though.
Okay.
In this film, like Hades is like the physical place that they refer to.
Okay.
I can't find who the fucking actor is. I can't find the name because of it.
The look of it was awesome, and like the whole like muddy face. Then when Elliot Page was there again, and his whole like fucking face, like the way that they did all that was just like
Yeah.
super cool, super. Kind of felt like Death Stranding Tar or something to me, felt like a little sick.
Alpanor is the first person. Yeah. Anyway. Oh no, maybe not. I don't know.
Antipodes? Is that? Fuck these names, man. Like, who knows?
Oh I mean, we got to talk about the Cersei sequence.
Mm.
That was, my mouth was open. I'll just say that. Like it was. I feel like it's the most that Nolan's ever leaned into horror
Yeah.
in any scene that he's done, and it was so well done. It was amazing. Like
Mm.
it felt, and it's amazing how like it was pretty simple, really. Like I know there was some visual like tricks in some shots that were like there were definitely some shots that had some like combining of pig and human element to it, but a lot of it, I don't think there was actually that much. There was less of that than you think. I think it was just a lot of like close-ups of just fucking Samantha Morton touching skin and shit. But like the way it was just cut together and the closeness and the like everything else about it was just so well done that it just made it feel this like it just gave it this really horrific body horror thing where I was just like really grossed out by it, obviously,
Mm.
but super memorable. Obviously, loved it.
I think
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much they quite did, but like Tom, I think it was Tom and Anne, and I think Matt might have been there as well. But I think they were on set that day. They were saying, and like they were there, and they don't understand how he did what he did in that scene. So like,
Yeah,
I think that like they do go quite far with the transformation. It is kind of disguised by the hands, yes. But like I think
yes,
that they do quite a bit of like actual like sculpting or whatever it is.
yeah. Wow, wow, interesting. Do you think? Yeah. Are they like these sort of? Are these their prosthetic elements to it?
I think like it's actual it's actual like clay sculpting. I know that they
Okay,
use to like
okay,
manipulate some of the features, and I think she like knows how to do it, or they have like a hand double that was like actually like sculpting it.
okay.
Um,
Oh, like
but
there's actually like sculpting happening in the frame.
yeah.
That's incredible. Oh my god. Wow.
Mm.
That's amazing.
Tiresias is the blind guy in Hades.
Oh, the guy.
Oh.
I think
It was
yes,
it
yeah,
was not worth it.
played by James Raymar. Yeah.
Nice man.
Okay, who is a Nolan returner? Fun fact.
Oh, who's he been before?
He played Henry Stimson in Oppenheimer. Apparently,
Oh, okay.
he'll be one of
Yeah.
the umpteenth scientists, I guess, or
Yeah,
military.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, nice man.
Yeah.
Um
I was just saying, like, I was like, I think, I don't know if I said to you beforehand, but I was like, or maybe after, like, I was hoping for a kind of horror thing in that sequence
Mm,
in particular.
mm.
So I'm
And you
glad
got it.
that was, yeah, that was it.
It was fully realized, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Correct me. I was going to jump to when like Odysseus gets back and we sort of get into the final act of the movie. Is there anything I missed before that? I think we covered most of it.
Menelaus, I guess.
Yeah.
What's that? Sorry.
Johnny B.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. He
Um,
was. I was saying to Fitzy that I was just cracking out when like his first shot was him like fucking, because it's like the most Johnny B shit I've ever seen.
Mm.
So that made me laugh.
I liked him. Like obviously he's limited in what he does. He plays what he is.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like I thought it suited.
Yeah, no, he was great. I thought the whole scene with him, like with Lupita Nyong'o next to him, and like their whole sort of back at their thing of like she's saying too much or whatever, and then he's getting pissed at her like at the dinner table. I thought that was a good scene. I enjoyed that. And obviously he just fits right in with all the action stuff at Troy, like slot him in there. It's perfect.
I think that in particular is important in what we are talking about before about the maybe not so much Odysseus's guilt, but like it does factor in that like because like Helen gets blamed for Troy because they were getting her back, but then the film goes to lengths a few times to point out that it was Agamemnon's kind of desire to expand or like to expand trade routes that like was really the driving force. Like no one really cared about Helen. It was just like kind of farce. Um, and like so like it kind of like they bring it up in that scene again. Um, but like I like what they because I don't know what the original poem says about that kind of side of it, but I like this idea that because once again it's about tearing down like kind of the idea of the Greek hero and that like it wasn't to save a woman, it was for imperialistic kind of reasons, and then they you know because back in those days they did not appreciate their women. They were treated like less than shit. So I like that this film flipped the head on that.
Yeah, absolutely. One element of the story that I don't know if Fitzy's figured it out since, but we were talking about afterwards that I still don't understand.
Oh,
I don't understand still like what the whole, and I haven't tried to figure it out by the way. I was just thought I'd leave it for this. What happened with the whole Robert Pattinson getting swapped in as a kid thing? I just didn't understand it. Like, I got the gist that he was swapped out, but
I was
like
struggling to figure that out too.
Yeah. Because there was
Yeah.
some like third
But,
element to it I wasn't understanding.
Because
think,
Sinon took his place, but then Odysseus had to take his place anyway, right?
no, I've read something about this on like a Reddit thread. It was like, so Anthony, like he originally was like drafted through the chance, and then he told.
Wait, so sorry. Help me. Who was that?
Robert Pattinson, Anthony, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was drafted, and then he said to Sinon, "If you take my place, I will look after your family, when you're gone, in the war." And then there was something with the dad. This is the part I didn't really remember, but there was something with the dad where Odysseus was like, "It's okay." Anthony volunteered. He said Anthony volunteered, but I want him to stay back, and look after like it was like a pride thing basically. I'm not sure if it was like related to looking after Sinon's family, but it was like Odysseus was like covering Antenor there, I think. So his dad wouldn't be shameful. But then basically when Sinon went to war, like Antenor didn't look after the family, and his family like went to shit. And so that was the part that he didn't like. He was like deceitful and yeah, he didn't hold it.
His shame.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I get all that, but I still don't understand who was chosen and who volunteered for who.
Well, Anthony was chosen randomly, and then he kind of tricked Sinon into doing that for him.
He tricked Sinon into taking his place, and then Matt Damon backed him.
Yeah, I think so. I think like he said that Anthony volunteered, but he wouldn't let him because he needs to look after. Anthony needs to look after his family. It was like so that Anthony's father wouldn't feel like shameful that Anthony's not going to war. Odysseus was like pretending that he was like holding him back.
But he didn't volunteer.
No, but because he passed it off to Sinon.
Yeah,
but then the story they ran with
Odysseus lied basically.
Yeah, the story they ran with was that he volunteered, but Odysseus didn't want him to volunteer because they needed him there.
Yeah.
I think I like 75% get it. Okay. Hopefully, so I'm glad that we were all confused by it initially, though.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty unclear in the film. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be a subtitles one for me. Maybe I'll finally get it. Okay, cool. I mean, there's actually not much. We kind of covered everything we covered the final battle and how we thought it was too long. I thought it was a really good scene. I thought it was a bit too long. I don't disagree.
I thought
with
it was
that.
great up until like he started, like in kirking people. Like,
What does that mean?
huh?
What does that
Getting
mean?
kirked.
Yeah, what does that mean? Killing or?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I get it now. Come on, that was. There's no way other people have ever said that.
Dude,
Oh.
that comment just goes to show how offline you are. Like for anyone that doesn't that would care and would like listen to this part and doesn't believe that you just don't touch the internet, like that comment there would solidify that you truly are just offline.
Yeah. Apologies.
I thought the build up was great. Him fucking plucking it to warn his prey, like that's sick and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then it just goes too long.
It goes a bit too long. Yeah, I agree. I think the only main sort of, I guess, element that we haven't talked about too much, like we talked about Tom Holland's acting, but like just his sections and him carrying his sections, because I know this was a point that Andy felt these were a bit boring.
Because I read like the first paragraph of Andy's review before I watched the film. I didn't want to go any further in case there was spoilers, but I don't think it did. But like I did read that he was about like him being disengaged in parts, and like watching it, I was trying to figure out exactly which parts it was, and I couldn't figure it out. So it was Tom Holland stuff, was it? Because like I didn't feel that.
Yeah. You know, I didn't feel it either. I thought it was good. And I thought like it didn't really hone in on him. Like he's sort of more of a framing. It felt to me like you sort of get his establishing scenes I get with Anne Hathaway and all that, but then after that he's sort of more of a framing device for the largest middle section of the movie until Odysseus gets back, and then it's about like, oh, we got to go and warn him and race back there, and then you get the whole thing with Odysseus pretending to be a beggar, which I thought was all really good. And
yeah, I mean the main part of the Tom Holland scenes is like the UMass scenes with John Leguizamo, which I felt awkward about initially, but then he kind of sold me. It was just like I don't know, an initial no, but a gut reaction. But
initial gut reaction, this guy doesn't belong.
Well, not like that, but
I liked him the whole time. I mean, I get that because like John Leguizamo is like obviously has connotation, but I liked him. I thought he was really good, and everything with him and him being so tied to the dog element and the dog lying there. Which, by the way, I don't know how the dog. Like, I assume someone was feeding the dog because I feel like it was lying there in that spot out the front for weeks, but that was really sad and just really nice, touching stuff when Odysseus returns and back to his little doggo.
I saw someone complaining about the character about like it's they couldn't get behind him because he was throwing puppies off the cliff at the start of the film. Which like
come on, dude.
Which like is incredibly stupid to say. But like I kind of I get what they mean. Like modern audiences, they don't like that shit. If you like killing an animal is worse than anything else you can do on screen practically. Like is what the study says. In terms of like saving a character. So like I get that the sentiment exists. I just think it's dumb as fuck to have, particularly in this instance.
You got to it's just about you got to put yourself in the shoes of the world and the character that exists before you. Like, dude, like the idea of throwing dogs into the river isn't like something from thousands of years ago. Like people fucking still do that shit everywhere around the world today, and like
Dude,
less so.
I know people that are like a can and a half away that have fucking feral cats and like they just fucking
yeah. And I'm not saying I like that, but I'm just saying like it's I don't know, maybe it's a reality of our world and that world and any world.
I mean, Ned Stark was going to kill those fucking dire wolves, and then but then
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I mean, I don't know who you guys are.
Here comes the vegan.
I don't know who you guys are talking to, but I think like in the movie, it is like a reminder that this is a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think maybe that shit does happen a lot in our world, but I don't know.
Well, it
That's the
does. Yeah,
first
yeah. But
I've kind of heard of it being like widespread. You know,
oh, dude, my grandparents have got stories about their families. Absolutely,
really.
no doubt. Oh yeah, 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 for sure.
I haven't heard about it happening with dogs so much these days, but like I know it happens with cats, especially like feral cats on farms and shit like that. You know.
Okay.
Sure.
Right.
No, don't worry. Dogs on farms for sure.
Okay.
Don't worry. Yeah.
It's like that one Chinese film we watched in year 8.
Right. Right.
You know, she has to do it to protect the rest of them.
Yeah.
Right.
I like. I'm satisfied. We've talked about it a lot. I feel like there is more you could say, but I'm good.
Himesh Patel.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
That's
I always like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish his character was a bit more than just kind of second man.
Yeah, he just feels like he sort of is meant to be a summary of the crew,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah. There's just a bit more of a depth to it, but yeah, I liked him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks tough as fuck in the armor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
It's true.
dude. Everyone was absolutely shredded in this movie on that crew. Oh my god, Matt Damon's shape, unbelievable. Everyone should aspire to that when they're 55 or however old he is. You know, it's pretty unreal.
Is this the most built he's ever been?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like I know him, but like absolutely that I've ever seen. Yeah,
Because like
definitely.
all throughout Bourne, like he was lean. He wasn't like muscly.
No, yeah, no.
And like I don't know, like back when he was younger, he was kind of like twinky. And then like
Nah, I'd be surprised if anything topped this.
yeah. Great Wall maybe. I don't really remember.
But his arms, he knew his arms were going to be in every shot of this movie, so
Yeah.
the pressure was on.
So steroids are Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You don't get those muscles at that age without making steroids.
All right.
Jenny Lame going 2 for 2 on best editing. What do you reckon?
Oh, man.
I know it's early in the year to tell.
No, it's a good question. I think I know it's early, agreed, but I think this is hard to beat for best picture again. I know a lot of awards films come out later in the year, and you don't know what's gonna sweep in, but as the landscape stands with what we understand's happening, like I think every department might go 2 for 2 on this.
Did Ludwig get it for Oppenheimer? Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, I could see him definitely going for 2 for 2. I can imagine editing 2 for 2. I don't know about picture. Picture's pretty bold.
It's bold and it's early, yeah.
Yeah.
But
directing, I could see maybe.
Man,
yeah,
I reckon he's onto something. Nolan's Odyssey to start the Oscars streak.
Does Emma get an Oscar or not?
Best Picture is hers.
That's her.
Producers
that's her
win.
That's okay.
Well, I think Nolan produces 2, right? Technically, but I know producers is Best Picture. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure that one's in her office, and then Nolan's got the other one in his office.
Yeah. Did you see the story about he was like when he was writing this film, he was like scared of the Oscar or something like that, and like he had to hide it. And like one of his kids asked, he's like, why are you worried? And he's like, oh, because like it's like because I've got the Oscar there, and what if I can't follow it up with something as good? And one of the kids, whichever one it was like, yeah, but you didn't win for writing. Which to be fair, I don't think he will win for writing again, but yeah. It's
He'll get nominated for best adapted, but yeah.
Can something this old be considered an adaptation? Like in the public domain, is that adapting something, or is that just fucking?
Yeah.
Like well and truly public domain.
Well and truly. Well and truly. All right, let's get to our final verdicts for the Odyssey. Fitzy.
Um, um, hmm. I think I don't know. I think most of my quibbles could kind of be resolved or lessened on a rewatch. Um, and I do think it is, you know, an amazing film mostly. Um, and yeah, it's I'll slap a 9 on it. Yeah.
Did we even talk about your quibbles? Sorry, your mixedness at the start.
Oh, it was kind of just what was brought up, honestly. Like those were kind of the things.
Okay.
Is there anything you missed? I've seen people talking about they wish that Nausicaa and the Phoenicians were included, and that there was a bit more of something else.
Mm.
I think on Calypso, I think there's meant to be a bit more stuff there. Like, was there
Oh yeah,
anything
there
that
was
you
like
actually
oh
missed?
well, the lotus flowers was one thing that was like
There's Lotus Flowers.
yeah, like Calypso uses the lotus flowers, but like in the book, it's like another island they go to, and it's like you know like Percy Jackson. I was trying to I was asking Zach about this,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
in
hadn't
the
seen
casino.
Percy Jackson. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
like the lotus flower like equivalent.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Thank you. So I was I did kind of want that because I feel like that would just like lend itself very well to this movie, just like you know like
Mm,
like it's like the stories in the Odyssey are sort of like simple, and that one is just about like you know like hedonism or whatever. So I feel like that was like such a central, you know, like when you
mm,
tell like a story about pride with like killing the you know shouting out the name of the Cyclops, and then you tell the hedonism story, you tell like it was such a central thing in the book. But
mm.
apart from that, that wasn't too. I mean, there was a thing where they had like this bag of wind
Yeah.
that they used and different like random stuff like that. But I'm not too like disappointed that was missing.
Excellent. I'll slap a 9 on it also. Jaden.
9 as well from me.
Oh, wow. Huge.
I've thought about this movie this week more than I think I ever did about Oppenheimer. I don't know if I do like it more than Oppenheimer yet. To be fair, I haven't rewatched Oppenheimer at all since we watched it.
Mm.
Okay.
But I like the score's higher, and I think it might be for me. Whereas I know that you guys are the opposite, aren't you?
Oh, I have it at
You
an
have,
8. I'm pretty sure.
are you? Okay,
I've Oppenheimer at a 9. I liked it a lot more the second time.
okay, all right. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. These are pretty close for me right now. I'd probably want to watch them both again. Excellent. All right, let's get into news chat. Semi speed run, maybe. I don't know. But although this one might require, I don't know how much time. But Avengers Doomsday trailer came out. I just watched it this morning. At necessity. Knew it was going to be a news chat item. Jen, what do you think of this?
The trailer actually worked really well for me. I'm not gonna lie. I've thought Doomsday was pretty stupid, like from the moment they announced RDJ. Um, but this trailer did work for me. I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like the levels of what they were previously achieved, but the fact that I couldn't tell that was RDJ narrating the trailer
Yeah, that's fair.
is great. Like
Oh, mm.
you kind of forget that he can manipulate his voice, you know, because he's been doing
Yeah.
the same thing for so long. But like that was really good signs. And then I like what we saw. I think I'm worried about how much of what we like how much of what we saw is going to be in the film. You know, because like we see Shang Chi and fucking Gambit going up against it. So I'm worried about how much infighting is going to take up. You know, the first hour, maybe hour and a half of the film before
Right,
they like
right. To
resolve
get them
it.
all together or whatever.
Yeah. And you know, doing justice to the character of Doom, who hasn't really been done properly for quite a while. So it'll be interesting to see what it did, what it does. But this trailer did work well for me for getting me more on board.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it was okay. I don't know. I just I mean, I haven't watched MCU movie in like I don't know years at this point, but I just don't like. I think this film's going to deliver in terms of like spectacle and like all the returning characters and cool action and like I'm not doubting that. And I
Mm.
completely agree with you actually on RGJ's vocal performance. Um, I just don't like from watching this trailer. I just don't understand like why. Like, what's the point of this movie? Like, what's the story? Like, what's going on? Like, it's just like there's a threat greater than we've ever faced, so
Yeah.
let's do it again. And it's like, okay, but like I don't know. Infinity War, it was like, I get it's sort of the same thing, and then it's like, Thanos is the best threat we've ever faced or whatever. But it's like that felt like it had been built to, whereas this is just feels like it's just like it's a lot of just you're just telling me it's a big threat. I'm like, okay, like I get, I'll
Well,
watch the
yeah.
movie and I'll be the judge, but I'm just saying, like, as a premise, I'm just like, you haven't really sold me on like why I need to see this movie, really.
So-
Just like there's people uniting.
You haven't seen any MCU films in the past like fucking 3 years, we'll say.
Yeah,
So,
huge
so you know nothing about Doom.
Well,
you
Doom
know-
hasn't really been in anything, right?
Well, that's the thing.
Except
I was gonna say,
he was
I
at the
have-
end of Fantastic Four.
I
Right?
have seen them, and I still know nothing about Doom. You know,
Right.
Yeah. It's
That's the problem. Yeah.
I mean, this Kang fuck up's really fucked him up really bad.
Yeah.
I think it's meant to be a bigger threat because it's multiversal.
Yeah.
Because I think Doom's not from our reality. I mean, not our. I mean, the reality of the MCU. He's from a different timeline, so he has to I think that's what it is. Like, it's like a big thing like that.
Yeah. I just look, if the movie can sell me on it in and of itself, that's fine. It's just I think it's just got a taller order to be able to do that. Other than like, I don't want to just sit in this movie theater and then it's just like it's just them telling me how big of a threat he is because look, he's doing this and he's doing that or whatever. Like without, I want to feel it,
Sure.
And I'm not sure I will. Fitzy, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm very worried about like most of this movie just being characters meeting each other and like fights between B team Avengers people that I don't really know much about. But I don't know. Yeah, Doom. I didn't actually know that was RDJ's voice. I didn't know what that was. I just kind of, but that is cool. Like Doom is the only part of the movie that gives me hope. There's nothing else I'm really latching onto. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not Chris Evans turning back up at the end. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. And then I don't know. The trailers didn't look like. I don't know. It didn't have anything visually that was like, oh, like that. That actually is pretty cool. I want to see that. Like, I don't know.
It's I was watching the Escape Pod talk about it. So like parts of this trailer have been shown before at CinemaCon, I think they said, or one of the other ones. But like so they used like some of the shots they used in the previous trailer have been updated visually for this one. So I think it's fair to assume that these visuals are still going to get upgraded again. So they might look a bit better.
You know what's so funny about that is that it makes me think of like video game trailers, how they need to put the asterisks at the bottom.
Yeah,
it's like,
not in-game footage.
Or like in development footage or like alpha footage or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like they need to start putting that at the bottom of Marvel trailers, like pre-alpha footage. Oh god. Okay, we also had the Avatar Seven Havens trailer that Jaden watched.
I quite liked it. I thought the animation looked really nice. People are complaining about the frames because like there's like it's like 7 frames per second.
Or is it like it's a slower frame rate on purpose? Like stylistically, that's what they're doing.
I mean, stylistically, budget wise, who knows?
Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But like the actual style, I think is quite nice. They throw Korra under the bus hard. Like she destroys the world. Essentially, is what the trailer opens up with. Like which
is that a spoiler?
Huh?
I'm watching this show right now.
No, it's not a spoiler for the show. It's like a post show. She destroys the world apparently.
Oh, okay.
Which is clear. Like it's like a story misdirect because like they're not going to do that.
Right.
Okay. And like there's going to be like some kind of reveal to it. But
yeah, it makes sense.
But it makes life hard for us Korra defenders, man. It's like these past 2 days have been hell already. Like people are shitting on Korra. Like they just have no fucking understanding at all. So I'm not looking forward to that because people don't need an excuse to shit on Korra already. But you can imagine the discourse that's come out about it because like, oh look, first she ends the Avatar cycle, and now she kills the world. It's like you're a fucking idiot. But yeah, no, I think it looks nice. I think it looks cool. I think it's unfortunate what they've done though, because like the implication is that it doesn't take place long after the show. So I don't like that what they resolved with Korra is that like she dies young, like that is, and like everyone else dies young apparently. It feels very much like they're just trying to scrap it away and throw it away, which I really don't appreciate. Um, but I do like what it looks like we're heading to. But yeah.
I mean, I understand it's not a show spoiler, but what you just told me, like, I'm watching Korra right now, and like, I feel like you basically just told me that my family member's gonna die, like, really young.
Well, the thing is, we don't know who's going to actually die. I mean,
Yeah.
other than Korra, obviously, because there has to be another fucking Avatar.
Yeah, yeah.
But like the implication from the trailer is that like the world ended, essentially.
So like, I mean, I don't want you to answer this, but I'm almost like, so what? There's not gonna. You figure there's gonna like there were crossover characters from Avatar and Korra. You've sort of assumed the same would happen again, but
Yeah. How far into it are you?
halfway through season 3.
Yeah. So like I'd expect like some of the younger characters to be around, like Iki or like Opal.
Okay.
But like
Okay.
like that core cast of like Korra,
Oof.
Marco, Bolan,
Oof.
Asami, I
Oof.
don't reckon they'll be around.
Don't tell me they're dead. That's sad.
I don't know.
No, I do now. I wanna finish Korra before this show comes out.
They're dumping the entire show on Paramount Plus in one day, so I didn't have high hopes for it, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think after all this revival of Avatar, I think it's going to die again after this year.
Yeah, I mean, take what you can get. I mean, 3 projects in 1 year is like that's basically like the biggest buffet Avatar fans have ever gotten. So maybe enjoy it while it lasts. And there's a game coming out too, so enjoy it while it lasts.
Game looks fun.
The game does look fun. Do you want to play?
I'll play. Yeah. When it goes on sale. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I need someone to play with because I thought it looked cool too, but I got no one to play with. Okay. I won't bother with Blade Runner. It looked pretty alright, I guess. Looks like I don't know. I'm a bit skeptical. Like it didn't wow me or anything. I feel like it's gonna be a show that comes out and then like I don't know, might get a little bit of good buzz, but then like just gets forgotten about pretty quick. That's sort of the impression I get, but who knows. I'm happy to do highlights if you guys are. I haven't really got much, but if you guys want to talk about something, I'm happy to.
No, nothing worth it. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Now comes the segment where we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week we asked you, what is something you just can't bring yourself to care for despite the overwhelming hype? Dr. Luke said, Dune Part 3 with a skull. But then he also said, also just watched the new Doomsday trailer, and that is something I'm beginning to care less and less about.
What's his beef with Dune Part 3? I thought you liked Dune.
I mean, the skull makes me think it's bait.
Oh,
but I thought he liked Dune too, but maybe there is some truth to this. Maybe
he gives Dune 2 out of like a 7.
Does he?
So I don't know.
Okay. And I feel like he hasn't really been vocal about his feeling of Dune being overrated, but until now. Dude, I don't know how. How can this man say Dune Part 3 after the IMAX preview we saw?
He messaged me about the IMAX preview.
And how it was good?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw one this time, but the one that he saw... What did you guys last go to see in IMAX?
No, but we saw a 6-minute preview for the Odyssey.
Oh, really? Oh, no, that's not... What was the last thing you guys saw at IMAX?
Mandalorian?
Oh, yeah, Mandalorian. Like, the trailer you saw there is what he messaged me about.
Oh, that was just the same trailer online, but you saw the IMAX version of it, which was also awesome. But did he say it was good?
Yeah, I think so. From memory, yeah.
Well, he fucking messaged you about it.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to think this is bait, actually. I don't know. All I'm saying is we got a 6-minute sequence from the movie.
Really?
And it was awesome. It came out with a message at the start from Denis. It was awesome. And it was like, it was drool stuff. It was drool worthy. It was unbelievable. So like, I don't know how he could have watched that and then then this be his answer like a few days later. So I think it is bait.
Was it the first 6 minutes or was it just 6 minutes from somewhere in the film?
I assume it's an early 6 minutes.
Right.
It didn't feel like it necessarily was the opening scene, but yeah. It was like a full like boots on the ground mud war sequence. It was insane.
Fuck yeah.
It was fucking awesome, dude. Oh my
I haven't
God.
seen either trailer yet still, so I'm just
Dude, just keep going blind. I'm gonna try and go blind after that. It was incredible. Lucky says Dune Part 1. Speaking of Dune. Since when is that?
Dune
I didn't
haters
realize we
right now.
fostered a community of Dune haters. Exactly.
Yeah.
God damn. It's brutal. Andy says, everything everywhere all at once, despite being a long time Michelle Yeoh fan. I don't know how it was allowed to win Best Picture at the Oscars, advocating indie blockbuster filmmaking or diversity for Asian American content, maybe. Because it made me appreciate Marvel films a bit more. Just another average Asian diaspora?
Diaspora.
Diaspora? What does that mean?
It means like the populate, like the, you know, like I'm Macedonian diaspora because I live outside of the country. You know, like my family lives outside. Yeah. Like it's like immigrant kind of. I don't know. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you for that. Filled with generational issues that I've seen many times, but here with a lesbian daughter that makes it more bait for modern viewers. With a multiverse concept that different films and other pieces of media already do a better job at anyway. Yeah, but for Dr. Luke, I think Ki Hai Kwan made a difference with this film. Brendan Gleeson strongly deserved to win that Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for Inisherin, though.
I still can't believe that K won instead of fucking Brendan for that, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, I completely agree with this whole take and everything. Yeah, I definitely agree. It's pretty mind blowing, to be honest. So yeah, good answers. Except, actually, no, never mind. No, Andy's answer was good. All right, Fitzy, what is something you just can't get into despite the overwhelming hype?
I don't know. Can you get a Jaden first, please?
So the way I associate hype is something forthcoming or currently occurring. So like that's why like my answer's kind of hard because I don't really know what like think about things that are currently happening or like coming out.
But it's not really the spirit of the.
I know it's not the spirit of the question, but it's how I perceive the question. You know.
Okay.
Like look with. My answer in all honesty would probably be the Safdies. You know, I don't get, like, you know, if you want to get like the most traditional answer is like the Safdies. I don't get Uncut Gems. I don't get Mighty Supreme. I haven't seen Good Times yet, but with my track record, I imagine it's going to be the same. I don't like Benny when he appears on screen. You know, like I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of things that are currently happening, my answer is Quedeca.
Quedeca's still quite underground though. Like it's not like he's.
No,
I would.
Describe him as. He's very, very hyped.
Yeah, amongst his fan base though, like it's not like he's got that many listeners.
He's got enough. Like he's got enough that on like the Rate Your Music Album of the Year circuit, he is severely overglazed.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's. Yeah,
obviously he's not a pop star
in certain circles.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a pop star. He's not fucking Fox 101.9. You know.
No.
He's. But like in you know in this echelon of music, you know, listeners that you know I don't want to say I'm in because it makes me sound like a fucking wanker.
I mean, you kind of are in it because like, let's be real.
Yeah, but you know, yeah, in this kind of fucking level of us, you know, he's severely fucking overglazed. He's the hype that I don't get.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, like, I don't know. I found this a bit tricky. I feel like there's obvious answers that I just couldn't think of. So maybe you guys have better answers for me than I do. But like, I don't know. I thought about like an obvious one is like Taylor Swift, but it's like I'm also not the audience for Taylor Swift, so like doesn't really feel like the best answer in the world. You know what I mean? Just in terms of like the overwhelming hype aspect of it, I guess. But like, I don't know. So then I started. I was thinking about media and stuff, and like, I thought about Severance.
I think Severance is a good answer for you. Yeah.
I just haven't seen enough of it yet, though. Like it is a good answer, but like I've only seen half of season 1, and I feel like I'd want to like watch more of it to be able to fully concrete. Like I didn't watch enough of it for me to fully be convinced yet that I have a strong opinion. I just didn't really like. It just didn't really grab me. That was kind of my thing. So like I do intend to go back. the one that I watched enough of to feel, and I never felt strongly about this until now, but like, it's probably Dark on Netflix.
Oh, really?
It's just everyone loves glazing this show, and I watched half of the whole thing, and I just like it's like it's a well-made show, and it's got cool ideas and like elements to it, but it's just kind of the same shit. I don't know. Like we get it. They're in a they're in a time thing. We get it. I don't know. It just felt like there's only so many different like ways you could kind of play with that and like reveal new elements of that. It's just like I don't know. I felt like I'd kind of seen it all, to be honest, and I just kind of got bored of it. I don't know. Maybe people think it's. I don't know if it's a case where like people think it's really clever because of all this, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I get the gist. But yeah. Anyway, so I kind of had three not so weak, not so great answers that hopefully make an okay answer. I don't know. Fitzy, have I bought you enough time?
Yeah, I really needed that 5 minutes actually. I did think of something.
Okay, good.
Originally, I was just gonna say like I agree with everything everywhere all at once, and also, I mean, I tried to rewatch Across the Spider-Verse after Jaden's
Oh my god.
after his
You
rant,
tried to.
and it's not my answer, but that film feels so weightless to me, and I guess it's true that I just can't bring myself to care about this film. But it's not my answer, so I won't go any further. You know.
You just had to throw it in there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, my real answer would be Mad Men because I have tried to watch this show. I've tried 3 times. Like I've seen the first few episodes like multiple times. And like the funny thing is, I get random YouTube clips of Mad Men, and they're great clips, they're great scenes, and I'm like, wow, this show is maybe great. Maybe I should watch. Maybe I should try again. You know, maybe I should really like give it a proper go this time. But I have to remind myself that I have given it a proper go. You know, I have tried. And
3 times.
the relationship is just not hasn't formed. You know, it hasn't been successful. So yeah, it's like a toxic ex. You know, it just hasn't worked out. But I don't know. The thing is, I would try again. I would try again. But I can't. Yeah, I've never gotten over the care threshold. To get to season 2, so
Yeah.
it's just there's just so much blandness to the first season. I don't know. Maybe it gets better, but
yeah. I definitely want to try it and like weigh in. I definitely want to. It's been on my radar, but no, yeah, it's a good answer. I know it's a very loved show overall. Okay. As always, we'd love you to submit your responses, thoughts, and or reviews for next week's film in the YouTube or Instagram comment section, or join the Discord server. This week, the specific question we're asking you is, what is your favorite modern black and white movie? Let us know. Modern? What is modern? It's up to you. That's it for this week's episode. I really should. Sometimes I just sort of keep speaking at my regular cadence, like I'm doing a normal episode, but like we've been going really long, so I should just wrap this shit up. Fitzy, what have we been doing? What are we doing? I mean, next week.
We're doing Sin City. Another Frank Miller. Is that right? Frank Miller? Yeah. Frank Miller adaptation.
Yeah. We're going to be Frank Millered out.
Apparently it's on SBS. So.
Yeah, we should do the Dark Knight Returns after that. Really keep it going.
I think you might. Did you watched a few of the animated Batman films, didn't you?
Yeah, I've seen the Dark Knight Returns.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
It was alright. I don't know. I know it's like Luke's shit. Luke loves that shit. Okay. That's it. I appreciate Liam and Janet for joining me. As always, have a great rest of your week, everyone, and goodbye.